Hello, I just want to speak to you about our next conference. What is special about Foundation 7? Well, for a start, we've got to the seventh one, so there must be some success, let's say, on the way. It's been a bit of a bumpy ride, and those who went to the fifth one would agree to that, and the ones that came to the sixth one, it all went fantastically well, and that can be good, that can be bad. It can be good in that, people who want a similar experience will come back, but it can be bad in that, can we ever get as good as that again? And I believe we can, because the thing about our last one, Foundation 6, was that it was comfortable, but not necessarily challenging. I think it was good for people to sort of learn to sort of reinforce what they already knew, and to create new relationships, and to just to relax in a good atmosphere. But what we're planning this year is, Hebraic Church. It is obviously the title of my next book, and it's something that I've been sort of touting for the last year. But it is also a work in progress, because we don't really know what it is. But what it isn't is anything about going back to legalism, Judaizing, or all these negative connotations that the Hebraic roots movement in the world, particularly in America, has sort of damaged the idea of these words. We want to reclaim them. We want to come back, people to realise that being Hebraic is really getting back into the mindset of Jesus and the first disciples. Something happened over the last 2,000 years that has taken us from Acts 2 to where we are now. We can't seem to recreate by our own natural ways exactly the atmosphere and the environment and the excitement and the blessings and the miracles that happened in those pages in Acts 2 and the rest of the book. What went wrong? Well, the book, I've covered this before, but this the way I cover it in this book, in Hebraic Church, is a lot deeper, and this is going to come out at the conference. So the conference is not just about the book. We're going to be looking at the church today. We've got two fantastic Bible teachers. Those of you who've been to the last two will know who we're talking about. That's Chris and David. Chris Hill, been around for about 150 years, been everywhere, really knows his Bible. And same with David Andrew, editor of Sword magazine. Again, two great men of God, and they will be speaking from their heart on what is the church today. Where is it going? What is the likely future of the church? And there's going to be a lot of passion there, and to actually hear something from solid Bible teachers is something really refreshing, and something missing in much of today's church. So you'll get these two mighty men. I'll be introducing the book, but most importantly, on the Wednesday, is that we're going to act out what is Hebraic Church. And this is nothing new. Many churches do these sort of things when they go away, say for church weekends away. They say, let's take away the structure, let's bring in alternatives, let's try to find a different way around this worship business and everything else. And it can work, it may not. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But we're going to try it in a sort of, you take that and multiply it by about 10. We're going to devote Wednesday to just exploring different ways that different people can worship God and can interact with God. And worship in our society and in our Christian subculture is like, let's now go into a time of worship, switch on the radio, or get the instruments going and start singing. For me that is, it's worship, but it's not worship. It's a valid way to get into a sort of a praiseful attitude, and so that you can be ready to worship. But for me, worship is sort of giving back what God has given you. The gifts that He's given you. We're all different. We're not homogenous. We're not robots. We can't all interact with God in the same way. He's made us all with different varieties of creativity and practical natures, etc., and intellectually as well. So we're trying to cater for every possible need during this day. 14 at the moment different ways that we can worship God together and individually, and say to every person, you will create your own journey during that day. We want God to speak to each of us individually and as a group, but you find your own way. There'll be no leading from the front in the sense of encouraging people to do this or to do that. It'll be very much a case of people finding their own way. So that's very exciting. Everyone that I've spoken to has got very excited about it, and it will be structured in a sense that it's not going to be complete anarchy. So we will get teams of people who will sort of quietly sort of make sure that the day works out. So hopefully you can come. There's still many places left on the conference. We're about just over 2/3 full, I think. So you can still come. Still beds and rooms and many options still available. It's a lovely place. Weather was beautiful last year. Hopefully again. We've got we'll have fantastic Hebraic dancing like nothing you've seen before, honestly. And if you really want to learn Hebraic dancing, this is the place to come. We expect to have a choir that will just come out of the people who are there. Also perhaps acting as well, so drama will also be a part of what we're doing. But many things happen, let's say off the cuff there, which makes Foundations a little bit different. We've got two fantastic guest speakers. We've got Andrea Williams coming on the Tuesday, who's the head of Christian Concern, who are the people behind all those court cases where Christians have been persecuted for not making cakes for gay people or Muslims, those sort of things. Well, she's the one. He's a very high profile lawyer who will defend them, and she'll be coming to talk about something that whatever's on her heart for that day. We will hear it, and then we'll have a chance to ask questions. So that's on the Tuesday. On the Thursday we have Alex Jacob, who's the head of CMJ, Church's Ministry to the Jews, and again it will be the church and the Jews, what's happened, what can happen. Again, he will give a talk and there'll be a Q&A. So it's going to be exciting, and I wouldn't want you to miss out. Hopefully I've told you enough to make you interested enough in coming. Hopefully I haven't said anything that may put you off, but just to say it's always a warm, friendly, relaxed atmosphere. A lot of that is down to my darling wife Monica, who is a warm, friendly, relaxed person mostly. But do come and get in touch, and we look forward to seeing you.